Hey friends, thanks for joining this 13 Plus FastCast. I'm Anna Orsini.
And I'm Carson Courier. Thank you all for joining us on this Tuesday morning. We have been following some pretty big national news. The fourth indictment of former President Trump. We want to roll some video here. And the Fulton County District Attorney handed down the 98-page, 41-count indictment last night. It includes felony charges against Trump and 18 of his allies. That's including Rudy Giuliani and Mark Meadows. This is all over what the DA alleges were Trump's efforts to overturn the 2020 election results.
Now, we want to go ahead and take a look at some video of the complete list of charges against the former president in this case. Now, 91 total charges, but this is for all four of those different cases. So specifically, we want to look at the Georgia election case and what he is facing when it comes to that case. Those are the ones that were brought against him in Georgia because of what they allege were efforts to overturn the election there. So it includes 1 count of racketeering, 3 counts of solicitation of violation of oath, 6 counts of conspiracy, 2 counts of false statements, and then 1 count of filing false documents. Now, it's important to note that in this case, the former president has repeatedly denied any wrongdoing, and other Republicans have been coming forward to support him, saying that the president had every right to challenge the election results back in 2020.
So a big question is what comes next. The judge says Mr. Trump needs to turn himself in by 9 a.m. Arizona time on August 25th, while the Fulton County DA wants to try the 19 defendants together. Ultimately, it will be up to the judge when and how that trial proceeds. In the meantime, Trump says he will hold a major news conference next Monday to present a report from his team regarding the alleged fraud in Georgia's elections.
So then, of course, another big story that we're following today continues to be those wildfires in Maui.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really hard to believe these fires actually started growing and burning 1 week ago today.
And just think about all the damage that we've seen since then. So in that past week, what exactly do we know? What have we learned? Well, going ahead and taking a look at some video out of Maui today, what we've learned in the past week is that 99 people have been confirmed dead. So since yesterday, since we saw you this time yesterday, it was 93. That number is now up 6. They do expect that number to continue to go up as searchers and cadaver dogs have only covered about a quarter of the town of Lahaina. And today officials say they're going to begin identifying some of the bodies that they found and notifying the families of those who have been recovered. So far, they've only been able to identify 3 of those 99 bodies. The governor also said that the attorney general is doing a comprehensive review at, quote, every level to determine the level of preparedness, what it was, and what ways this can be improved in the future. This is coming off of concerns that people were not notified ahead of time, even though Hawaii has one of the most comprehensive alert systems in the country. People said that they went into this wildfire with absolutely no warning whatsoever, and that's probably why we see that death toll so high right now.
And as we think about the future, I think a big thing that a lot of people are talking about is how this wildfire spread so fast. Kind of the perfect storm, the conditions that led to it spreading so fast.
Well, and that's something we talk about in Oregon specifically, the perfect ingredients. Unfortunately, wind, heat, all of those factors contribute. Yeah.
Drought.
And that's something actually that is kind of scary to think about. Here in Tucson, we have a very similar climate to what they're seeing in Maui and what could have contributed to those fires. So Bud Foster talked with some people locally about what some of those concerns are.
And we also need, greater public awareness of risk.
That's because one of the biggest storylines out of the tragedy in Maui is how so many people were caught off guard and were surprised and unprepared for what happened.
You don't think that Maui, an island like this, is going to be caught on fire to this extent, killing so many lives. Like that's you would think that's more normal in the desert.
Because we in the desert have had our share of wildfires, like 2020's Bighorn Fire and the Catalinas, which burned for weeks, forcing evacuations, charring 120,000 acres and costing $37 million. The Bighorn and the fire in Maui share a common thread.
There's an important role that invasive grass species play in the spread of fire. And we see that here in Arizona as well with buffalo grass.
Invasive grasses in Maui played a major role in the spread of the fire, whipped by 60-mile-an-hour winds, which is why the eradication of buffalo grass in southern Arizona has become such a priority. And because Arizona had a wet winter which feeds the buffalo grass, it's an even greater risk going forward.
We tend to respond to catastrophe rather than put a lot of effort and resources and money into preventing catastrophes.
So as the climate continues to change, the earth gets hotter and drier, the risks of more catastrophes like happened in Maui, or the fires in Canada which choke the East Coast and Midwest, will likely become more prevalent. And it's not that science isn't aware, it's just that they lack support.
We have to be able to convince elected officials and the public to make investments proactively rather than in reaction to a catastrophe.
A lesson for southern Arizona, which can be learned among the ashes in Maui. I'm Bud Foster, 13 News.
And our very own First Alert forecaster, Allie Potter, joins us this morning. And Allie, the good news is, at least fingers crossed, we could possibly be seeing some rain later today.
Yeah, absolutely. Unfortunately, not a First Alert action day, but we're still seeing that 40% chance for rain. So fingers crossed, go wash your car. That's usually what happens.
I know, right?
So let's take a live look right now outside. Right now, we're pretty much dealing with these crystal clear conditions, but we are dealing with some windy conditions, mind you. I rolled in this morning to the station, and I'm like, whoa, hello, wind. So yes, 21 mile per hour wind speeds that we're clocking in right now. The dew point not looking too bad. We like to see it over that 50% mark there, and the humidity levels not too bad either. Temperature-wise, right now across southern Arizona, the 90s for Marana, 87 if you're in Benson, 80 degrees for Bisbee, 86 in Safford, 81 for Sierra Vista, 93 for the Tucson metro area. Taking a live look right now, pretty quiet though across southern Arizona. Any type of weather activity you're seeing is more so on the New Mexico side, and then a little bit of sprinkles headed towards Safford. But overall, just dealing with a couple little clouds in the mix, but overall dry conditions right now. However, might change later on this afternoon. Unfortunately, not so much in the Tucson metro area around that 2 o'clock hour. However, Sahuarita, parts of Benson, Sonoyta, Alfreda, Sierra Vista, Sonoyta, Tucson coming into the mix more so around that 4 o'clock hour. Benson, Tombstone, Tubac, then widespread showers after that 4:30 range heading into our 5 o'clock shows, and then clearing out for Tucson. However, still sticking around the east side once again, jumping around in Tucson. Again, it's not going to be necessarily a downpour. However, some scattered showers throughout the day. Today's forecast, 102 for the high in Tucson with that 40% chance for rain, 93 Sierra Vista with a 50, 70 though in Nogales with a high of 97 degrees, 96 for Douglas. Do keep in mind though, for Tucson, our average is 99 degrees. So we're not too far off with that 102 degree mark. Here's a look at that 7-day forecast. Those triple digits are hanging out with us for the next couple of days. 106 will be our warmest that we'll see this week on Thursday with a 30% chance for rain. The good news is heading into our weekend, loving this, the 90s back in the forecast, 94. Might need a little bit of a sweater there with a 50% chance for rain. So the good news heading into your weekend, I know it's only Tuesday, but looking forward to those more so promising rain chances this weekend. And then, of course, those cooler temperatures, ladies.
Thank you, Allie. And a lot to look forward to, but for a lot of folks moving in at the University of Arizona this week, hopefully they won't get stuck in those showers. Definitely busy around the university, and a lot of people, those first-time students at the U of A, really just excited to start the year.
Absolutely, and I think for me it was a shock going into the first year, being out doing sorority recruitment, and then it just starts pouring, and then 5 minutes later it's completely clear.
Because a lot of these people, they're coming from out of state, they aren't familiar with our monsoon, and that's exactly what can happen. It can just start pouring out of nowhere. But our very own Jack Cooper spoke to some students, has some information you might need to know if you're moving in, or maybe you just are around the University of Arizona. He has everything you need to know.
Good morning. We've been out here for the past couple of hours, and right now is by far the busiest that it has been all morning. You see, we got plenty of people out here that are starting to move their stuff in. We're out here behind the football stadium, kind of out near Apache Santa Cruz and Likens, those dorms, and it has really been the busiest that we have seen it all morning, and it's just going to get busier and busier all day long. This parking lot is packed. There's a line of cars out on the street waiting to get in here, so you can just imagine really all morning, all day, over the next couple of days, it's going to be like this. Try to avoid campus if you're really able to. to do so. Now, there's a lot happening for folks moving onto campus and even people who live and work around the U of A. Before students get here, they need to get online and complete the pre-arrival check-in. After that, you'll get an email with directions about where to go and also where to park. Several streets on and around campus will be a lot slower starting today. Speedway, of course, one of the major ones, is going to be very busy, so plan for that if you're going to be trying to get around campus. There's still some time before classes get started for the new year. That all happens next week on Monday. And with today and the next couple of days being very stressful, there are plenty of people out here, plenty of volunteers to help families make the chaos of moving just a little bit easier.
Enjoy the day, enjoy the moment. And meet as many people as you can and really get connected to the university this first week before classes.
Now, leaders here at the U of A tell me that weather is always one of the biggest things you want to be on the lookout for when you're going to be moving in. This afternoon, there could be a couple of sprinkles of rain, but right now it's not too bad out here, but the clouds have started to go away and it is blue skies. So you're going to want to make sure you have plenty of water. You're reapplying that sunscreen. And then make sure you got your favorite U of A gear, your favorite hat out here to keep you shaded from that sun. Reporting at the University of Arizona, Jack Cooper. Back to you.
All right, Jack, thank you very much. Now, whether you're heading to the campus today or maybe this week to help move in your student, or you're just going to be around the area, here's some really good information you need to know, because they are going to have a lot of different road closures in place. If you're moving your kid in, it's chaos. Carson and I have done it before. Yeah. Lots of people out there.
But they have done a really good job of making sure the streets are blocked off, or you have these maps like you can see right here on your screen to make it a little bit easier for everyone.
Right, and that's the thing. Research ahead of time is the most essential part of this moving process. So you can go to the website, the housing website. We do have links for this on our website if you go and look at Jack's story. And so you can go and find your kid's dorm, maybe find your dorm, and then you can find all the information for where to park, where to go. So I guess just pick one, Carson, your favorite. Pick your favorite.
Here we go. I know Anna and I both lived in Coronado, but we'll click on Likens here. So Likens is on Highland, a very popular dorm in the area. Here you can see they have a map, very easy for all those folks moving in, whether you're from out of state or in the area here. It gives you places to unload. You can see from 6th Street, turn into lot 6090 and unload, and then turn onto Highland Avenue and unload on the east curb. So very easily. And then if you want to see right here, they have directions as well of where you can park. So they say park in lot 6090, gives you directions on how to do that. So very easy for all of those first-time students.
And it's a PDF too, so you can print it out. Perfect, you're good to go. Now, another thing we're keeping an eye on today, maybe you have your kid going off to college this year and you're like, hey, my house feels empty. Well, what better way to fill it up than with a dog who needs a new home?
Absolutely.
I mean, I can't think of a better way to fill my home. So right now in Sierra Vista, they say that their shelter is seeing more intakes than they are adoptions, which is obviously a huge problem. So they've actually extended their adoption special through next month, September 16th. So all you have to do is donate about $5 worth of goods, or you can just donate $5. And if you do that, the adoption fee, it's usually $75. That will actually be waived. So we're looking at their website right now. Look at all of those. I mean, they even have a bunny. Have you ever,
oh my goodness.
Hey, I want a bunny. Go ahead, $5. You can adopt one. Oh my gosh, I can't think of a more perfect name for a bunny. But there's pups of all ages, dogs, cats, anybody that you could want there at the shelter.
Absolutely. And the good news is here is that that donation, it actually includes the first round of vaccines, a physical exam, a city pet license, and a microchip. Now, in addition to monetary donations, the shelter will also accept Purina puppy chow, cat chow, dog chow, and kitten chow, canned dog food and cat food, collars, leashes, toys, towels, or blankets, essentially all the essentials, to keep pets happy and healthy in the shelter.
So the Nancy J. Brewer Animal Care Center, it's open today through Friday, 10 a.m. to 5, and then Saturday from noon to 5. To contact the shelter, you can call 520-458-4150. You can also head to their website for more information. And look at all these guys who need forever.
No, look at Grizz.
Grizz is cute. Look at Liberty. I like her ears. Look at those
so
ears.
Cute.
I can't get over it. Well, get a puppy, y'all. That's all we can say about that.
And, okay, let's say maybe you moved your child in today. The good news is it is National Relaxation Day, so now you actually have an excuse to take some time for yourself, whether that's a massage or maybe taking a good nap. Hey, today's the national holiday for it.
Yeah, 21 and up. You know what I'm going to say? The best best way to relax. 21 and up, though. The day actually came about in 1985. It was from a fourth grader who said that you shouldn't have to do anything of real value at all on National Relaxation Day. So I don't know what was going on in their little fourth grade life,
Learning
a 9-year-old
early.
who had that much stress, but we all carry it. So today's the day to just celebrate all the things that don't take any effort at all.
Maybe comment on Facebook if that's where you're viewing in, what you're doing for National Relaxation Day, or if you don't have time to do it, maybe something you wish you could be doing.
Yeah, because I think all of us are like, well, it's a Tuesday, we're at work, we're not relaxing. So yeah, definitely do that. Let us know what you're doing today to enjoy the day. And maybe one of those things is just heading outside, enjoying those temperatures, clear blue skies out there, a little bit of a breeze, which is good news, because hopefully that means there is something moving into our region.
Absolutely. It looks gorgeous out there, at least for now. Thank you all so much for watching our 13 Plus FastCast. I will be back with our very own Mary Coleman today at 2, so definitely tune in there for more updates on your news.